joining on the other platforms. Today, I'm diving into procrastination as the enemy of progress. On previous editions, last week, I believe I covered this sense of self sabotage, how we think, how we feel, the things that we do that actually limits us from achieving everything that we desire for our lives, for our, the dreams, hopes, and aspirations that we all have. And what I want to dive in today is really just continue to break it down because I got a lot of feedback. And people were even asking me and saying, Tony, are you still going to have, host more sessions on procrastination? So here we are. I'm going to break it down today. So, what usually happens is that for you to achieve success in any space, action is required. Okay. If you're going to go from where I am, so I'm joining you from Chicago. If you want to arrive in California, if you set a goal and you say, okay, I'm going to California, well, you have to take steps. Okay. You have to take steps in the direction of everything that you want. We all have to take steps, meaningful steps, the right steps in the right direction. Now, some people will take steps in the wrong direction. That's not what we're talking about today, right? People are being misled. Okay. People might be investing their time, energy, and resources, taking the wrong steps. Okay. This is another issue. Maybe we'll talk about that another later or another time, right? Because there's also a false representation of action where people are literally burning time, energy, and resources, but they are heading in in the opposite direction. They are investing their time, energy, and resources in places that will not give them the results that they say they want. That's part of self-sabotage, right? The types of decisions people make on how they invest their time and energy could be in opposition to exactly what they say they want. Okay, that's another topic. But today, in action, procrastination is in action. And one of the things I say is that those who achieve success are action takers. You have to know this. Like, these are fundamental things I hope that we'll be passing on to the next generations, right? For those who are parents, right? These are the things we need to be cautioning our kids on, to show up in the right spaces, to invest their time, energy, and resources, to take the right actions that will move them towards their hopes, dreams, and aspirations, not away from it. So, what usually happens is that today is the only day that matters to your progress. Life is lived one day at a time. If you don't take action today, you can't take action tomorrow. You know why? Tomorrow, there's no way for you to impact a day that you are not in. There's no day, there's no way for you to bring your life force in the moment to transact or to engage in a space, in a time that is not current. Right? Time and space. Time and space. Right? You take action within time and within space. So a space, tomorrow is a space that will come in and be current, right? When the sun, when the earth goes round, I usually try to bring all those things together, right? So we do know what time is, like 24 hours. It's really governed by the rotation of the earth. Right? A full day, 24 hours, okay, is measured by a full rotation of the earth around the sun. Let's go back to university. Let's tap into all of those degrees and what they taught us in school. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. So when we talk about time, time is how we measure, okay, the rotation of earth around the sun, and we have measured it and concluded that it takes 24 hours for the earth to move around the sun. Whatever side of the earth is facing the sun, that will be day. Whatever part of the earth is away from the sun, that will be night for them. Okay? So the earth keeps moving around the sun, and this is how we experience life. Okay? Every day, a single day is a rotation. So if you start planning and saying tomorrow, tomorrow. The head hasn't moved yet. Right now, you occupy this current space, and this moment is the only time that matters to your progress. This is the only time you can influence. And in fact, whatever we do now, whatever you're doing now, whatever space you occupy per time will influence, okay, the next, right? The next result you're going to get. So simply by occupying this space with me right now, it means you are exposing yourself. Okay? Because if you are not here, you can't experience here. You can use time to decide what you want to do or what you want to experience. For the fact that you are experiencing, we are sharing space, even though it's virtual. If it was physical, we'll all be in the same room. Maybe if I'm hosting a workshop or hosting an event or my TV show, right? If I were hosting you in person, it means that physically, in the same time, we're occupying the same space. But we're living at a time right now where, even though we are not physically in the same spot, we can virtually occupy space. This is the interesting thing happening right now, right? The interesting thing that digital allows us to do is that we can occupy within time and space. We can actually engage virtually. So we are experiencing the same space and time at the same time. And so because we are experiencing space and time together, right, we are exposing ourselves to this moment. And if you are not here and you go to another place, it means within the same time you are experiencing a different space. And based on that space, whatever space you occupy, is that moment is the only time you can do work. Time and space that you occupy is where you can do work. And I'm saying, okay, you do not yet occupy tomorrow. Okay? You do not occupy tomorrow. In fact, the time that is tomorrow is not yet here. So, in a way, you have zero influence to do anything in tomorrow because you are not in that space yet. However, what you do with now, what you do in now, will strategically influence what you will see tomorrow. The way you influence tomorrow is how you use today. The way you influence the future is actually how you maximize this moment, this time, what you do, what you say, what you create now, right, will exist in the future for you. So when people don't take action in now, listen, in this moment, in this space, if you don't make decisions now and you say tomorrow, now, when it comes to time management, there's another principle that talks about time management. If you were to say, by 2 p.m. tomorrow, I will be here, I will be doing A, B, C, D. That means that you are committing to make an appointment in time. That's not procrastination if you are somebody that can hold yourself accountable to say what you mean what you say, and do what you commit to do. That's not procrastination. When you can make an appointment with time. This is what we talk about, to-do lists. This is why we have calendars. You can look at your calendar and say, okay, not today, but Friday. Not today, but Saturday. And you give it time. So you can make an appointment with specific time, specific space, and you can coordinate and show up. Those who can hold themselves accountable and can plan, that is planning of life. That's not what I'm talking about. Procrastination is none of those two things. It's actually laziness in disguise. You don't make an appointment with time. You're not doing it today. You've not made an appointment that's in a specific time in the future. You will do it. You've not put it on your calendar. You've not put it on a radar. You've not committed actually in terms of when you will do it. You just said, later. You see that later? That's what's costing people progress. That later, without a specific time and space, because you do work, meaningful work, within time and allocated space. You see, you can say, when I get to the office tomorrow, I'm going to call this person, right? You've determined the space and you've oriented yourself towards a geographical time. You know when you go to the office. So time in itself has a window. That's not procrastination. Okay? That's not procrastination, meaning you've conditioned yourself and trained yourself to make appointments with time and to do work in space. That's not procrastination. Those people will continue to advance. Let me stop briefly. Does anybody want to ask a question? You feel free to use the chat space. I see Mr. Byron coming up. For those on Clubhouse, let me see the chat space as well. Okay, no questions there. Mr. Byron, welcome again. You're a regular. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Hopefully you are as well.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
This is an amazing topic. Procrastination is the enemy of your progress, and just like you were saying, just like the world revolves around the sun within 20 hours, and if our loving Savior would procrastinate on that, then life wouldn't keep going. So it's really to never procrastinate. There are situations, maybe a person has a room to clean. It's out off until tomorrow. The procrastination leads to the problem building up. So if you procrastinate, the problem will continue to build.
Right, because you are thank you so much for that. You have to know that you are the solution to your own life in a way. When I say solution, meaning your engagement, your enrollment in your own progress is actually what is most important. What you do with your time, with your energy, with your resources is what will unlock progress for you. Right? What you have on you are that's why I always say you are your own hero. Rescue your hopes, dreams, and aspiration. You have to rescue it from this procrastination because procrastination is choking it out. And one of the things I also say with procrastination is it's actually the absence of urgency. In a way, urgency, lack of urgency, internal mobility. If you've not activated desire, if you are not hungry, not just, if it's okay, right? Serious hunger, your quest, your desire to see success faster ought to mobilize you to run after everything you want. Procrastination means you are not running, you are not chasing your dreams. You've packed it. You're not starting your engine. You want to go to California. You've not yet started the car. You're saying tomorrow I will go. Tomorrow I will go. Tomorrow I will go. You've not started that journey. You've not taken the first step. So let's imagine this. Let's play this out. I love using stories and analogy because once you grasp this thing, it's going to change your life forever. And I want you to pass it on to somebody else. So anybody that wants to come up, engage, again, the stage is open. This is more of an interaction. If it's not an interaction, guess what? I could record a video and just put it out there and walk away. But this session is one that it's I want it to be interactive. So let's imagine something. Mr. Byron, I'll come to you briefly. Let me just quickly share something, then I'll bring you back on. So let's imagine, let me bring spirituality into this. Let's say that God told you that in 100 days, okay, you will have a house. However, as he gives you a brick, he will give you 100 bricks to build your house, but he will give you 1 brick a day. And when he gives you that brick, his expectation is that you lay it down, you go to bed. When you wake up the next day, he will give you the next brick. You lay it on top of the other. The third day, you will lay it, right? So that's the agreement. You have in 100 days, if you do exactly what I want you to do, okay, with what I'm going to give you, you will have a house in 100 days. You'll move into your house. Let's assume that. So on day 1, God gave you a brick. You looked at the brick, you set it aside. You said, not today. Day two, God gave you another brick. You looked at the brick, you said, not today, tomorrow. 50 days later, we have a 50 pile of bricks, none of it laid. You said tomorrow. 100 days later, guys, there is no house. This is my sinister laughter. 100 days of not doing what you were supposed to do. It means you enter into the 101, the 101st day, empty. Empty. The promise, there's nothing. You see nothing, no progress, nothing. The pile of bricks is standing there looking at you because you didn't put it to work. That's procrastination. You will not see what you were supposed to build if you didn't build it. It's not God, guys. It's not God that is the problem. It's you. He gives you time. He gives you energy. He gives you resources. And he says, get to work. I even give you 24 hours. Apply your energy, time to do work. And guess what? We say, no, we want to be entertained. We don't want, nobody, who wants to work today? Nobody wants to work anymore. We just want magic. A year goes by. Your idea, right? A single drop, little. How is the ocean built? Drop by drop by drop. Action every day. A year is 365 days. 365 opportunities to create, to build. 365 opportunities to build something with a year. People will enter that year believing for many things, but hoping and not taking action. So until you take action, your assignment is still waiting for you. Everybody has assignments. You see, like if you go to school and the teacher says, this is your assignment, and you say, teacher, I'm not interested, well, the teacher won't graduate you. You just keep repeating. And this is true in life. When we talk about next level, next dimension, do you know it's attached to the actions you take is what takes you to higher dimensions? Okay, let me pack that one. Maybe that one's too much. Let me pack it. Mr. Byron, come on in. You wanted to say something previously. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I'm gonna. We help one another. I'm gonna speak on people that laid the bricks, and they kept putting it off until tomorrow. That reminds me of that song called "Tomorrow" by the Wines. Tomorrow, too late. You keep procrastinating on a thing, and if you say I'll do it tomorrow, for the completion arrives, there is no end result because you chose to procrastinate.
And the amount of steps that you are actually able to make in the direction of your vision closes the distance. So this is also, speed also matters. Okay? Procrastination is 0 steps. But trust me, in the same 24 hours you and I are given, some people will make different levels of progress simply because they are dedicated to making, right, accelerated action. The plane will take off and will attain higher dimensions simply because of its speed of mobility. The speed. A car can, listen, a plane and a car can take off from the same position, but they're not going to arrive at the destination at the same time. Right? 2 people can be going to the same place. In fact, let's say 3 people can be saying we are going to California. They all said it verbally. The first person procrastinated, did nothing. The second person took a car. The third person took a plane. The first person will never arrive. We know that. Right? The person everybody says where they are going. Everybody says we want to build a business. Everybody says this. We know that. Right? It's easy. Talk is cheap. Everybody says, I'm going to do this, then I'll do this, then I'll do that, then I'll do this, then I'll do this. Okay, fine. Show me your faith by your works. One person procrastinate. Tomorrow. I know I should start my business tomorrow. I know I should do this tomorrow. I know I should enroll tomorrow. I know I should download this tomorrow. I know I should do tomorrow. That tomorrow keeps them where they are. We are still going to come and find them where they are tomorrow. Right? Procrastination leaves you in the same spot. The whole world will leave you. You will still be where you are because you are not taking action. Now, speed of action also matters to the result. How soon you are going to arrive, how soon you are going to see result is highly influenced also by speed. The plane will accelerate, will pick up speed, will fly, okay, and will arrive sooner. The car will still take up, right? Will still move. The bus will move. Somebody might say bicycle. Everybody's heading in the same direction. You see this success that everybody's going? Yes, everybody says they want success. But I'm telling you, only the people who take action will get there. And only the people who take accelerated, right? The elevator, the speed, right? They will get there faster sooner than those who say they want it, but are not moving in the same direction. Okay? So urgency matters. Okay? Urgency is within you. How soon do you want everything you say you want? How soon? Right? How soon do you want it? Because if you say you want it faster, you have to move faster. You have to take specific actions that nobody's taking, right? Let's say it's Olympics game. Who is going to win? The person who moves faster, right? The person who runs the fastest. It doesn't matter. Everybody wants to win in life. Guys, we all want to win. If I ask you, I know you want to win. But I'm telling you, there are some principles that when people don't practice this, you get what you get. Everybody wants to win the Olympics. Who will actually win it is the person who we can look at time, space, movement, the person who gets there first. And life is like that. Life is like that, exact, whether it's in business, whether it's in life, whether it's in sports, in any space. I'm telling you that some people are taking bigger risk, bigger action, bigger steps, and they are getting bigger results. This is the principle of sowing and reaping. And some people are taking less risk, less movement, on, and they are getting less. It's a principle. So let's say a business, you have an idea for a business, and for it to mature, let's say it might take 3 to 5 years to mature. Let's just give that range. It's a new business, you're an entrepreneur. It's not like you're buying a franchise that all the systems are in place, the brand is recognizable, you can just turn it on and start running your business. Right? Let's say you have an idea and you're an entrepreneur. And generally speaking, it will take 3 to 5 years for it to be established, right? From start to being established, recognizable. Okay? Let's say the idea was given to you 5 years ago. Some will acknowledge that they want to build a business. Okay? Some will actually build it. Some will invest in learning from other people and they will learn faster, which means they will build it sooner, because the first 2 3 years is actually figuring it out. You can collapse time when you borrow other people's knowledge, people who have done what it is you're trying to do. If you borrow their knowledge, you can apply it and get results faster. And if you don't borrow their knowledge, if you don't go in search of their knowledge, it means you have to then learn by yourself. And that makes that journey longer and more stressful, right? But let's even go to the first person that acknowledges that they are supposed to build a business. It's likely to take them 3 to 5 years to establish it fully, but they procrastinated it. 5 years ago till now, they've not registered the business. Let's say 5 years ago, the people who registered It's the same 5 years ago. Today, let's say they are making big money. Procrastination meant that person will still not see the fruit or harvest of that promise. That's how procrastination is. Three people had the business idea. One person held on to it, procrastinated. One started it DIY, figuring it out, making some progress. The third person invested in classes, courses, learning from people, right? So the person will still achieve success faster. 5 years later, you go back and check out those three people. The person who is still procrastinating will have nothing to show because they've not started anything, they've not built anything, right? The person who made serious investment will have more to show. The person who is still, DIY, you will have something to show and they will keep moving, right? You keep moving, but they would have gone through more stress. So the procrastinator, okay, when they show up into a future, they are likely not to see the promise of that future because an idea is a promise of what's possible for you in the future. An idea, okay, is a glimpse of what's possible if you build it. So if you don't build it, if you don't take the action, right, to build what you see, right, you will see it as vision. Vision is the picture of your destination. Well, if the destination is California and you don't take steps towards California, how are you who will transport you to California? If God says, when you get to California, go to this address, I have a gift for you, and you said, no, I'm not going, or tomorrow, a year went by, tomorrow, 2 years, tomorrow, 3 years, that gift, you might be lucky if you still find it there. But if not, maybe God has given it to somebody else. You don't know. Because it's like, hurry up if you want it fast. But if you don't want to fight for it, if you don't want to work for it, then maybe somebody else can keep occupying that space. And this thing is biblical, it's spiritual. When you think about the promised land and the children of Israel, a promise was made, right? The promise of the future. I've prepared a place for you, flowing with milk and honey. I've prepared a place for you. It looks this way. You're going to occupy this. You're going to occupy that. The promise, you have your own promises. You have a vision of what's possible for you. You do. Everybody does. But what I'm saying is that procrastination stops people from doing the work, right? That will actually help them to manifest that future. So, only action takers will ever arrive in the future and experience, right, what it is they believed in because they took action. Because they took action. The opposite of procrastination is really, right, action. And you can only take action in now. So every time you discount now, is the most dangerous thing. Now is all you have, guys. Now, this moment. This is a life principle. If you can grasp what I'm saying, you will change your life forever. Now is the only space and time that matters because it is the only moment you can actually influence and impact with your life force. That's why I always say that people divide their attention. You are here, you are there, your mind is here, your mind is in tomorrow, part of your energy is in yesterday. You've not forgiven some people, your energy is there, you're thinking about this, you've actually divided yourself up. So even when you do things today, the impact will not resonate because you've divided your energy among 5 different things. When people talk about multitasking, you're juggling this, you're juggling that, you're juggling that, it also means that you are dividing your energy, right? You're dividing your energy. But if you bring your energy together behind one task in one moment and you pour yourself into it, all that you have, your mind, your heart, your physical being, you are present and you are focused and there are no distractions. Anything you do in that moment will be more powerful, will be more impactful, right? It will be your result, like Anytime you want to do something, like for example, right now, I'm present. I'm very much present. I'm present. I'm not distracted. So you are feeling the force, you are feeling the impact of my voice because I'm present. If I were distracted or in a hurry, you will not get the best of me. Right? If I'm here but I'm thinking of something else, I'm here but I'm saying, oh, right? You will feel, you will only experience the energy I bring to a moment. That's how it is. Right? If I bring so, your experience here will be so. I always talk about high vibration, low vibration. Listen, the intensity, your own intensity, your presence, how the world will experience you is tied to what I'm talking about. Now, anytime you can say now, say it. Just say now. Listen to your voice, how it's vibrating. And let me tell you, if you cannot hear yourself, it means you are divided. If you say now and it doesn't vibrate and echo, you've not done this inner work. Something, your energy is tied up with something else. You are not present. You are not giving life your best. You're not giving it your full. Something is tied up. Your energy is tied up into something else. And this is why when opportunity comes, for those who pray, I'll bring in spirituality. God give me this, God give me that. I want this money. Oh, I want this. Okay. When the answer to your prayer comes, do you know when it comes? Now. It's a phone call. Now. It's now. All the prayer is going to meet you now. And procrastinators will not pick that phone call. They will not send that email. They will not show up to that event. They will not register. They will say tomorrow. Right? When Elijah passes and Elisha says tomorrow, Elijah is not coming back. That opportunity is missed. Because some people expect that that opportunity will come back again. No, the children of Israelites, they learned a big lesson. If you're not going to deal with your Goliaths now, if you're not going to do the fighting now, if you're not going to show up now, don't worry. Go another couple of years. Go back. Go where you're going. Go back to where you're coming from. Because when God gives a word and says now, and you don't show up like the military, when the president says, we are fighting now, imagine somebody saying, Mr. President, let me sleep a little bit. Guess what? The people will go forward without you. That's what it means. That's what it means. If God is saying, this is the moment, show up. I have somebody that was going to appoint you. Go and do this. Go to this place. Shake this hand. Make that phone call. Send that email. Show up. And you don't show up. Man, it's gone. It's gone. You think people will wait for you? No. Listen, the whole earth rotates around the sun. The sun is not going to reverse that moment. You see, the earth will not reverse a missed time. If you are lucky to come back again, that's why they say sowing time, right? Harvest time, reaping time, they are set. If you are supposed to plant a particular seed, a particular time, and you don't plant, next season, you've missed that season. You've missed the season. Don't worry. If you are lucky, come back again. You missed the train. They tell you this train will leave the station this time, 12:03 p.m. and you are at home and you are saying tomorrow. Don't worry. The train will leave. Whoever showed up, it will take them to their next destination. Procrastination, right? Those who procrastinate, the mindset that procrastinate always miss the best opportunity that is showing up every moment. Now. Every moment, as the clock is ticking, as the stars are moving. I hope people realize that the clock that is ticking, it's humans' attempt to measure what is happening in the suns, the moons, the stars, the earth, the planets. Without, listen, if you didn't have this watch, if I am not wearing this watch, it doesn't mean time is not moving. So if you are not keeping time to your own life, that's your problem. It doesn't mean the earth is not moving. It doesn't mean the stars are not in motion. It doesn't mean that. Time on your hand is your own attempt to synchronize your life to the movement of the earth, so that you don't miss what is happening around you. That's why people studied watches, so that farmers will not miss sowing time and harvest time. You know, farmers' almanac. Do you know farmers watch what's happening in the weather? Because if you don't see and have zero sense of what's happening in the world around you, and you think the world is revolving around you, the world will wait for you, the world will come back for you, you miss it. Procrastination makes you miss what is going on.
Now, so we can verify your Google business profile.
Right? Let me stop that.
Now. If your account is not verified, customers searching for your services on Google may not find your.
That's a voice I just mistakenly clicked on a voice. You know, the spams that come in and then goes to your voicemail. So apologies for that. But things are happening around us. Things are happening around you. And there's an expectation that you synchronize yourself to that motion. And when the waves are saying, seed time, it's time to plant, don't miss it. Don't say tomorrow, because tomorrow will be the season of another harvest. You do not control tomorrow. You do not control the seasons and times of what tomorrow has been allocated for. If today is allocated for your promotion, if today is allocated for your sowing a seed, and you don't sow it today, and tomorrow is allocated for something different, and you are saying, I'm not going to sow today, I will sow tomorrow. Trust me, guys. I'm not God, but trust me, that will be the arrogance. It's going to come out as an arrogance. Like, how dare you? In the sense of, wow, I gave you this opportunity. The opportunity of today. Good 24 hours for you to show up. I gave you time, energy, resources for you to use and invest towards progress. And you sit and say, no, not today, tomorrow. What would you do if that was your child doing that? You gave your son an assignment and you said, today, I need you to do ABCD. And then your child said, no, tomorrow. Okay, you give them grace. Tomorrow, they promised you they will do it tomorrow. Tomorrow came in. You are looking at this child. The child said, no, not today again, tomorrow. Day 5. The child says, not today, tomorrow. 100 days later, how would you feel? How would you feel? Now, imagine if that assignment is tied to a reward. If that son does what you ask them to do, you were planning to reward them. Right? Like, if that son completed that assignment, your plan was that after they completed the assignment, you take them out for a treat. You were going to go buy them nice things. The tennis shoe he's been longing for. Your promise was like, okay, if this child does this, then I'll reward you. I'll surprise him. Will you surprise this child again? Would you really surprise this child again? This disobedient child has not done anything you tell them to do. You now ask, what have you been prioritizing over and beyond? Okay, what it is I asked you to do. What have you been prioritizing? What is more important to you than the assignment I gave you? Right? What are you prioritizing ahead of your future, this dream that you carry within you? What is more important than it? That you are not giving everything you have to push forward that assignment. So every day you don't take action is a day you're not pushing, right? Because you don't know how many push will help you birth that future. You don't know. You don't know how many push. This is why we you talk about don't give up. This is why they talk about consistency. Consistency is your push. Consistency is when there is contraption. For those who are had a baby, they are saying you don't know when the final push. You don't know. So they say be consistent. Be consistent. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing every day. Don't say tomorrow. Every attempt you put behind your hopes, dreams, and aspiration, you're getting closer. You're getting closer. You're getting closer. Every action you take, you're getting closer. Every action, you're getting closer. Right? You're moving closer. And every procrastination, you're not moving forward. You're staying behind. This, okay, I see a comment. Mr. John says, for me, procrastination is a product of some fear, maybe fear of failure or fear of having to move on to the next item. Oh, last week I talked about the relationship between anxiety and procrastination. Hmm. So when you talk about fear, I will interpret it some form of anxiety. And what I shared was that those who actually procrastinate will have more anxiety in life. They are connected. That fear is actually the symptoms of lack of action because action gives you control. Action helps you control what you can control. But those who procrastinate, they are trying to control what they cannot control, outcomes. You cannot control tomorrow. You cannot control outcomes. They are trying to control what they cannot control, and they are not controlling the things they can control. That's anxiety. You are worried about tomorrow that is not within your control. Oh, this, oh, that. The one thing that is actually within your control is now. Everything you do now is what you can control. And so action takers, they sleep well at night because they apply themselves. They apply themselves. They give this moment everything. And trust me, the world would move for them. Tomorrow will actually look different when you wake up because of the work you did today. Those who take action, they sleep better because they've done all that they can do. When you've not done all that you can do and you are attempting to influence tomorrow, anxiety will raise a red flag and tell you, listen, big red flag. You've not done anything that will actually mitigate the risk you will face tomorrow. Anxiety will raise red flag, giant red flags within you. Your conscience will trigger you. But I'm telling you, if you focus, test this out and come back and share this with me. If you today, all that you want, map it out. And today, for the next 4 hours, take a pen and a piece of paper and write out all your fears, all your dreams, all your hopes, everything you want. Put it down on paper. And then ask yourself this question: what can I do today about all of this? Start doing those things. Anxiety will go down. You become more empowered. You become more powerful. You become a force in the world. You will face tomorrow more courageously. Because in a way, you'll be enrolled in the gym of life. Because more action only makes you stronger, not weaker. The more you show up to a gym, you show up every day to take action in a gym. By day 30, you are a stronger person, not a weaker person. You show up to take action 30 days in a row. By day 30, listen, you will feel powerful. Oh, confidence is bettered in the hearts of people who take action. And lack of confidence is tied to inaction. Take enough action. If you take enough action in life, listen, you will grow some muscles. You will grow muscles, intellectual muscles, emotional muscles, physical. You will grow. And when you grow, you can handle more. You can face life better. I'm not talking about other things that you cannot control, on and on and on. I'm saying controlling the things you can control today is a secret of success. Anxiety will fly away. Yes,
That is
Miss Byron, go on.
that is so true, Toy. When you spoke about the child that the parent has to clean the house, that really captivated my thoughts, and it reminded me of the parable of the two sons in Matthew 21 through 28. Uh, you have, although a person will say they're going to do something, it's the actions, and you're speaking of actions. A person's actions gives their end results. The person who say they can do things can also be procrastinating and not get the job done.
Hmm. Right. So there are several things connected here. Taking action will get you closer to your hopes, dream, and aspiration. Taking action would also help you become more powerful, more elevated, more confident. The byproduct of action is confidence, right? The byproduct of action is skills development. The byproduct of action is results. Okay? And I'm also saying procrastination has its own byproduct. The byproduct of procrastination is lack of progress, lack of confidence, anxiety, and limitation. You pick which one, right? So procrastinators will feel oh, Tony, you don't have this, so I can't do that. You don't have this, so I can't do that. I don't know this person. I don't have an investor. I don't know this. I don't know that. Enough of what you don't have. Bible will always say, what is in your hands? Remember, Moses, what is in your hands? Right? Woman, what do you have in your house? God doesn't work with you with what you don't have, guys. It's always going to be doing work with the little you have. Parable of the talents. 5 talents, 2 talents, 1 talent. The 1 talent will always say, I don't have this, so I don't have that. Let me hide this. Let me do this. The results of inaction, not trading with your time, energy, and resources, not applying yourself, not putting yourself to work. The byproduct is what the Bible says: he who has, more will be given to them, and he who doesn't have, what they have will be taken from them. Because what that stuff is talking about is mindset, the mindset of lack. The mindset, the story people tell themselves that they don't have something, it's not that they don't have, it's that they believe that what they have is not enough, instead of multiplying what they already have. It's a mindset. It says, he who has, he who believes he has, he who believes he can do, all things are possible. He will be getting more. You know what? Because when you apply yourself, you are multiplying. When you plant a seed, it multiplies. But if you don't plant the seed, it says the same. There's a principle you must apply that will multiply your effort, Momentum is built by series of action repeated in an accelerated way. When they say build momentum, you take action, and then you shrink back the frequency. Do you understand? Doing the same thing, right, faster in an accelerated way will build momentum. And momentum is a bigger force on life. Momentum is how the plane takes off. The plane starts, bigum, bigum, but it speeds up, bigum, 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 boom. That's how quantum leap. That's how you take off. Action, not just slow action, repeated action, fast tracked consistently in an accelerated way, you will take off. Before you know it, you see the person business, oh, achieving success, oh, White House, oh, you're seeing their pictures and you are scrolling on social media, seeing them take action.
That's so true, Toy. And that reminds me of the parable and the talents in Matthew 25:14. We are all talented, but there are so many of us that choose to bury our talents. If people built the airplane but buried their talent, we wouldn't have a plane today. So always use your talents and never procrastinate and try to bury the talent you've been given by God.
And everything you see in the world today that is man-made, the reason it is man-made is because people put energy and resources and they took action. Series of action, massive action. How do you get to space? Those who go to the moon, those who leave planet Earth, do you know how many action they have to take? Those who create industry, those who innovate, do you know the capacity to think and explore and expand? Do you know how much energy is put behind creativity, innovation? And some people who haven't attempted anything to create anything will still have the audacity to be saying, oh, this. Guys, only action takers will create the world. Yeah? Only action takers. They are the ones that create everything you're going to ever experience in the world today. Whether it's a business, whatever it is, whether it's a product, anything, everything that you are seeing around you that is man-made is that energy was put to it, resources, time, focus. Some people gave birth to their dreams. Other people sit on their dreams and they are waiting for somebody else. Who is going to bet it for you? Who is going to do the work for you? Who will build your business for you? Whose responsibility? Listen, the hopes, dreams, and aspiration in your heart, it is your own responsibility to give it life. And procrastination is killing it little by little. It suffocates you, suffocate yourself. And I'm telling you, action, okay? In fact, it just get a pen and a paper, draw a T line on one side, benefits of action. On the other side, effects of procrastination. Write it down. You realize that you have to decide to move your life away from in fact, you need to see procrastination as a disease. It is a disease. Like, you need to have a reaction, a negative, like when you have to rewire your mind, right? For you to really understand what I'm saying. Procrastination is now a behavior. And successful people, they make decisions like in the moment. They don't procrastinate. What they are going to do, if they know that they cannot do it or they don't want to do it, they will delegate. That's why you will hear the language of leadership is delegation. Why? If you procrastinate, it never gets done. But if you delegate, you move the responsibilities to somebody else. This is why they will pay other people to do the work they don't want to do, but that has to be done. Any work that has to be done, if you don't want to do it and you don't pay somebody else to do it, or you don't hire somebody else to do it, or you don't delegate it it means it will go undone, and that work is tied to a result you are not going to see. So successful people, because they don't want to play with procrastination, the moment something comes to their mind and they don't want to do it, they will say, assistant, take notes. A letter needs to be sent. This needs to be done. They would acknowledge all the work that needs to be done and they will move it. Right? They will move the responsibility from themselves onto other people and they will pay the price, not with their own time, but with other people's time. This is why you hire employees to do the work you don't want to do. Yes, if you're an employee, you have that job, you are being paid that salary because the work needs to be done and the CEO is not ready to do it. So you are being paid and you are being held responsible to do that work to advance the goals of that company. If they don't hire you, it means it doesn't get done, but they want the work to be done and they don't want to procrastinate, so they are willing to pay your salary to do that work. You have to start practicing that principle. The day you say you don't want to do work, it still has to be done. If you don't do it with your time, start paying other people to do it. Get an assistant, get a VA, hire interns. Start practicing this principle so that the work still has to be done. It still has to be done. Mr. Byron, over to you, and I'll start wrapping up.
I agree with you so much, Toya. But that word that caught my mind was delegate. Delegate requires collaboration because even in big businesses or whatever, there are some things that we cannot get done by ourselves. But if you collaborate with the right people, anything's possible to make sure that a task is completed more
Oh,
faster than people would have thought.
yeah, collaboration is a mindset of action takers. Procrastinators will not even show up to even have a conversation with somebody else. Some people will set up appointment, they won't even show up. Right? And by the way, there are also some procrastinators that will use that will go under the guise of collaboration. They want to use you to do the work and not reward you. That's not collaboration. If you collaborate, everybody has to be rewarded. Otherwise, it's a parasitic relationship. Synergy is when the sum of us working together, we get bigger impact than if you were doing it, I was doing it myself. Right? Synergy, right, is that if your own action plus my own action, we put it together, we will move further ahead. It's again a principle of progress. Right? It's a principle of those who want to achieve progress. And I'm also saying procrastinate. Do you want to collaborate with a procrastinator? No. No, 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 no. Procrastination is laziness in disguise. People who do not want to do work, but they want results and they are not planning, they are not doing time management. No, listen, run away from procrastination and run away from procrastinators. They don't fulfill their promises. Oh, let's meet, let's have lunch tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, it becomes never. You don't see them anymore. Do you know that? Do you know that? They disappear. They disappear. Oh, let's meet. Let's meet. There are some things I practice now that I used to weed off procrastinators now. There are some things that I will do, that I will use. All I have to do, let me tell you one secret. All I have to do is to ask you to set up the meeting, and procrastinators will leave me alone. Some people will say, Tony, we want to meet, we want to meet. You want to use my time, but I know all I have to do to know who is serious or not. All I just have to say, I say, sure, yeah, set that appointment, send me a planner. Procrastinators, they will not show up again because they don't want to do work. That's how I weed off procrastinators. Oh, Tony, this. Don't worry. You tell me when. Procrastinators will disappear. They will say, oh, I'll come back later. Later, 2 months later, I don't see them again. I'm like, good. I was never supposed to give you my time. Remember, I talked about urgency. Procrastination is lack of urgency. But imagine someone made an introduction and it's like, Tony, please, can you meet with this person? I was like, yeah, sure. Tell him to email me. Immediately before I slept, I saw the email. I was like, this one is serious. The next thing, planner. I'm like, this person is serious. So I've accepted the planner, put it, I'm going to show up. Because I can tell this person have urgency. And not just urgency, he has priority. And not just priority, he also values my time. He's not about to waste my time. So yes, the calendar is there. I will show up for that person. I know, trust me. But when any other person just comes casually and say, Tony, are you available? And I say, oh yeah, send me a planner. And the person, listen, not all procrastinators. The moment I say you set up the planner, you tell me, because I know I will show up. I know I will show up, but I don't know if you will show up. I don't know if you will show up. I don't know if this is important enough for you to show up. So guess what? Do a little bit of work. Find time on the calendar. Do a little bit of research, because that is an indicator to me if that person is serious or not. I'm telling you. And I will tell you, I've tested this so many times. The moment I just say, oh, yeah, sure. When you are ready, let me know. I'm telling you, it never happens when it's time, when it's for people that procrastinate. They won't show. You've given them assignment. They don't want to work for it. They don't want to look at the calendar. They don't want to slow down enough to even think of when they are available. They don't want to do any of that. So is it me that will do that for you? No. I'm telling you, procrastinators will not seize opportunities. And I always think to myself, what a miss. What a miss. What a miss. Not my miss, but people, this is how it's when you don't show up, when you don't do work, when you don't invest in your own future, because work is the investment you make in that future. What you do, how you show up, is your investment, your time, investing your time, energy to focus and think about what you want and to do the work required or work with other people that will help you achieve it better. So I know for a fact that procrastinators, even to set up meeting, talk less of showing up. All this little thing. It tells a lot of stories. It does. Oh, let's have lunch. Oh, let's meet. Oh, let's do this. I know it's not my time you're about to, right? Waste. Tell me when. Tell me how. I know if I say yes, I will show up, but I don't know about you. And this is sad.
I agree with you,
Yeah.
Tony. When you're saying if a person don't show up for a date or something, that's a red flag. That shows you right there that they're not serious about life. So if they're not serious about life, how can they complete the task that needs to be carried out in order to perform some amazing things? It's all about keeping your word.
Hey, good. Thank you so much. I see. A couple of guys says, "Hey, coach, procrastination is the thief of destinies. I'll call you after your show." Yeah. Listen, you need to come. So many good things are happening for you. You need to. I was trying to reach you yesterday. So yes, we need to talk. We're going to talk after this for sure. Listen, this is somebody that's taking action takers. Even within the context of my academy, the Entrepreneurs Academy, when every year comes in and we talk about enrollment, those who enroll and do the work, I'm telling you, you will start seeing them. They'll start sending me testimonies. I know you are about to share testimony too, right? They'll start telling me contracts. Oh, this happened, that happened, because they are taking action. Action will move you closer to your destiny. Action will build confidence in you. Action will build your skills. Action will empower you. Action will strengthen you. Action will give you capacity. Action will make you bigger, more relevant, more impactful. Everything you want in life is on the side of action. Procrastination is If you're feeling none of that, it's because there's a piece of procrastination there. There are some things you need to be doing that you're not doing, and your soul is calling you out to take on responsibility. Right? Because once you become an action taker, anxiety will go down, limited mindset will go down. Okay, limited belief will go down. You know why? Because now you know your capacity. You will believe more in yourself. You show up to the gym 30 days in a row, and you're telling me 30 days after, your mindset will not change. Ah, guys. And the people who didn't show up to the gym for 30 days, right? Nothing changes, right? Nothing changes. That's procrastination for you. 30 days of action, you see results. 30 days of inaction, zero results.
That is so true, Toy, and that leads me to procrastination. That's the same thing as if when you're on your journey of life trying to be successful and bring about change, if an issue of concern arises, don't procrastinate. Address it at that moment. Although you may irritate a lot of people, you're making it a healthy work environment for everyone.
Yes, and also now those who take action also manage their time better. Those who procrastinate do not manage their time. So we talk about time management. You don't manage a time you don't care about. So time management is also now a principle. Right, because it's about productivity. How can I get more done in less time? How can I protect my time so it doesn't slip away? Those who take action, they value time more. Those who don't take action, you scroll and skim a full year, January to December, half of the year went to social media. If you had given a quarter of that to action, you'll be better off in life, right? So action is a measurement, right? It also would, if you are measuring results given to people in a time, those who attempt, those who try will get better. And very soon they will start seeing results. And those who do not give life any attempts, they remain where they are, unchanged. And guess what? As they start seeing the world around them change, move into the future, elevated, this is what also sets in. People start complaining, right? Because again, one of the symptoms of procrastination is complaining. Complaining stems from your own belief that other people's actions are more important than yours. Okay. When you start believing that the action President Biden is taking is more important than the action you are taking as the father of your house, that you are fully in control of your life. Now, obviously, eventually, it has a broad impact on the nation. But I'm also saying that many times people who haven't taken responsibility for their own action are not realizing the power of their action, the impact of their action, that their own action ultimately is responsible for the outcomes, right? Ultimately, where you show up at to go and collect your reward, right? How you show up, where you show up, what you do, where you move yourself to, where you are living, the decisions you are making is more important to your own destiny. God deals with you at that level. God doesn't hold you responsible for President Biden. It doesn't. When God engages with you, he will look at you and say, this is what I gave you. What did you do with it? He wouldn't question you and say, what I gave Biden. Why? You are responsible for what's in your hands. You are responsible. And so when people don't take action, when they don't feel a sense of responsibility, guess what? They will say other people they are responsible. My employer did this. My government did this. They did this to me. It's because of them I've not done this. It's also a symptom of procrastination. It is. I'm not saying that there are times when, right, there are times when other people's action impacts you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about responsibility. Who is responsible for moving you from where you are to where you want to be? Who is responsible for going after your dreams? Who is responsible for giving you your heart's desire? Who is responsible for building your business? Who is responsible for training you? Who is responsible for mentoring you? Who is responsible for coaching you? Who is responsible for guiding you? Who is responsible for showing up for you? Particularly when we talk about adults. I'm not talking about teenagers or young people that we have to care for. I'm talking right now to professionals, right? To professionals. Who is responsible as a professional? Who is responsible to help you get everything you want? You. So at the end of the day, this is also what leads to a lot of regret. At the end of the day, many people get to a certain time in life, remember time and space, and they look back at everything they did, the decisions they make. And at that point, that's the time they take responsibility. At that time is when people now say, "Oh, I wish I had done this." That's when they realize there are consequences for actions and inaction. Inaction has consequences. You're not going to see what you ought to see, right? What the dreams, hopes that God put in your mind, if you want to see it, put yourself to work. And those who do not do the work to create the result, later they will regret not doing the work. So regret is also tied to procrastination, inaction. So you can actually avoid regret. You know why? When you say to yourself, I gave life everything I could do. I did all I could do to the best of my ability. That's all God is even asking out for. That's all. God is not asking you to do. He's just saying, give life all you can give to it. Give it all your energy. Give it time. This dream, give it everything. Give it your heart. Give it your mind. Give it your energy. Give it room. That's all God is asking for. But people don't want to give themselves to it. So they are saying, oh, if I do this, right? And I've also talked about that the untrained mind can kill dreams too. I've thought about that. The power of education. The reason I talk about my school, the Entrepreneurs Academy, to say, if you want to build a business, listen, the mind that tells you it's impossible, you don't, it's because you've not trained it. It's because you've not captured it. It's because you've not arrested an unruly everywhere mind. Is you have to bring that mind along on that journey, because part of it is also mindset of procrastination. Oh, we don't have time, there's so much going on today. Oh, so anytime something new comes in, because you're already living in chaos, you kick it out, because you've not organized your life, you've not organized your day. You are like anxiety, oh, everywhere. So when somebody calls you, you kick it off. When somebody says come here, you kick it off. When they say come and learn, you kick it off. Come to workshop, you kick it out. Come to this. When would you learn what you need to learn to be able to do what you need to be able to do, if you don't quiet yourself and focus and listen and learn? So that's also what's happening. There's a space people are in that is so chaotic. So when new ideas come in, they kick it out. When somebody brings a business opportunity, they say it's impossible. They say start your business. All these stories. It's also part of mindset. Ms. Kobalaga says they mistake contributing factors as determining factors. Woo! You determine more than you realize. The buck has to stop with yourself. Yes. On that note, let me put it as a wrap. Thank you so much. Listen, there's work to be done. There's work ahead. In fact, there's work now to be done. Give it focus, give it time. And if you want to do the work of building a business, you want to learn how to build a successful business, join us at towingumesiri.academy. Also, let me put this. There are also individual workbooks, market research. So if you're new, let me bring that up. For those who are watching, let me find these workbooks. If you go to towingumesiri.com, www.towingumesiri.com/workbooks, listen, there are workbooks there, market research workbook. If you have a business idea and you want to start bringing it to life, the entrepreneurs market research workbook starts with that. If you want to work on mindset, there's the game plan 12 strategies for winning in life and business, 12 strategies plus your life strategy workbook. If you want to learn how to brand, there's a 5-part series and a workbook on branding. Go there. If you want to do customer insights research, the 5 important relationships you will have to build with your customers, go there, download it, access it. There's also a freebie there. If you scroll all the way down, there's one freebie. Access it. Let's not give life any excuses for not taking action anymore. God bless you. See you later.
Close out.
Yeah.